Slack video cut off. Anyway, it says, for it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion. All right. And again, one of my favorite scriptures in the whole Bible, which this is why this is being done. And why? Because for the controversy of the nation of Zion. This is why America is being destroyed. You know, America the Most High didn't forget about slavery and all the stuff that you did, how you caught up people over slavery. All right. Gator bait, feeding our children to our babies to alligators. All right. Castrating the men. Letting them loose in the woods to play hunting games. Putting men and women in certain caskets, metal caskets, for punishment in 120-degree weather, and put them in a casket, you know. Having them chained up in chains and walk in the woods in the winter. The Birmingham church bombing, the Tuskegee Airmen experiment, the Trail of Tears. You know, Black Wall Street, all the lakes that you buried our people under. I mean, we can go on for days, man. Okay, and that's not even get started, man. Ultimately, all the stuff that you did to our people, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans in this country. This is why this is happening here in America, man, and this is why you will be destroyed. Okay, it's finally getting your payback. Karma's finally happening to all the lynchings and all the atrocities you did to our people, man. This is why this is happening. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance and the year of payback for the controversy of the nation of Zion. So it's a day of the Lord, number one, because America represents all these wicked kingdoms put into one. Because all these wicked kingdoms had one thing in common. They were against the Most High himself, the Lord himself, and his people themselves. Okay? So it's the day of the Lord's vengeance and the payback and for the controversy and the problem that you dealt with our people. Right? And the streams thereof should, why? Because all these people in America, all these demons reincarnated back. America is the Assyrian Empire, the Babylonian Empire, Nimrod, and the Greeks and the Romans, especially the Romans. It says, and the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. And it shall not be quenched night or day. The smoke thereof shall go up forever, from generation to generation. It shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. But the cormorant and the bittern shall possess it, and the owl also, and the raven shall dwell in it, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. Why? Because it is the land of confusion. Because it was confused and doomed from the beginning. America. All right, Babylon the Great, and the Lord's going to cause a line of confusion, because you're not going to be able to tell what state was what, where this was, where the monument was, where this, you know, nothing. You're not going to be able to tell where anything was in America. It says, and they shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, and all the princes shall be nothing, and the thorns shall come down up in their palaces, nettles and brambles in the fortress thereof. And it shall be an habitation of dragons and of court for owls. The wild beast of the desert shall also meet with the wild beast of the island, and the satyr shall cry to his fellow. The screech owl also shall rest there and find for herself a place of rest. Right? There shall the great owl make her nest and lay and hatch and gather under her shadow. And there shall their vultures also be gathered, every one with her mate. And at the end of the day, what the Lord's saying is that basically if you think about the movie Land Before Time, you know, or prehistoric animals, that's what's going to be here in America. Nothing but wild desert creatures and animals and dinosaurs and the Leviathan and Behemoth and great owls and beasts and creatures and scorpions. All basically any Land Before Time animal or whatever animal is going to be here in this country. And that's just all it's going to be. Dragons and wild beasts and Leviathan, titanic animals, you know. Right? So and that's what's going to blend here. But at the end of the day, verse 16, it says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. Right? When you go into that word read, it goes into what? Having a conversation with the Lord, having a council, being brought together, being put back to council, being advised, being instructed, being put in order. Ultimately, it means advice and advise. You know, so when you're reading the scriptures, you're getting the worthy, how should I say it? You're getting the Most High's worthy opinion. You know, basically is opinion offered worthy to be followed. You know, that's what that means. Opinion offered worthy to be followed. So all the stuff you read in the scriptures, which is laws, statutes, commandments, which are given unto our people, this is the Most High's opinion, his laws, which represents, you know, the wisdom, knowledge, his understanding, and his ways that he gives to his people. Right? This is the opinion that we should be following. And his opinion is really upon the nation of Israel, the ones he chose. And it's worthy to be followed, which worthy means credible or trustworthy. Okay, we all to trust the Lord. And again, what you see before you, it's 100% going to happen. You can trust and believe that. Why? Because it's prophesied. The Most High said it. Why? Because you seek out the book of the Lord and read. Right? Seek ye out the book of the Lord and read. None one of these shall fail. What the prophecies, and we're reading it. We're looking at a glimpse of what it's going to look like. Okay. This is the besom of destruction. You know, just like you sweep a broom, the Lord's going to sweep this destruction by nuclear fire, by nuclear wind. None shall want her mate, right? None shall want her mate. The prophecies. Nothing can match up with the book, with the knowledge of the book, which is ultimately for our people and ushering in the comeback of our Lord. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit, and it hath gathered them. He hath cast out the lot for them, right? Gather who? The elect, the 1/3, the people that believe, that won't be caught up in this destruction that you see. All right? Because you can be in that fire, you ain't going to disintegrate. The Most High is going to put you in that fire, and you're gonna experience that. Even though you have no body parts left, your spirit will be there in that fire. And why? Because the Most High can do all things, and he's going to keep you. He make you experience that fire, man. Okay? And he hath cast a lot for them, and his hand hath divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever. From generation to generation shall they dwell therein. Let me read that last part again, Salak. No, it says, seek out the book of the Lord and read. None of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. Right, the elect, the 1/3. And he hath cast a lot for them, the nation of Israel, but furthermore the elect and 1/3, the ones that are going to be saved. And his hand hath divided it from the 1/3, from the 2/3, it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever, from generation to generation. They shall dwell, and they shall dwell therein. And yeah, we're going to dwell in our land, the nation of Israel, because at the end of the day, this stuff that you see before you now is, again, represents American destruction. And at the end of this, what you see is that we're going to dwell in our land, you know, and that's the end of be all. You know, no more suffering, no more dying, being totally righteous, no more wickedness, and no more being separated from our Lord, our King, our deliverer. You know, so this is it. This is what we got to look ready for. We get these beautiful images blasted upon America, but us being saved in them chariots, you know, and that's where you get the Revelation 20, looking down at the lake of fire, which will be America. All right, so with that, I pray you're edified, okay, and, you know, Lord willing, I'll see you on the next show, all right? So like I said, Isaiah 34, prophecy breakdown. I would like to say, Kal Halal, Yahweh by Hashem Hashai, by Hashem Kwakadash, the water Yahweh forgive makes Yahushai, the water, double honors to the apostles of the elders of GMS, double honors to Connecticut elders of GMS Outbreak Brothers. Shalom to the Akim in this country and all the world. Shalom.